All right. Morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts. I'm asking you to bear with the voice because my voice is not back 100% yet. You know, you can hear the crackling in there and stuff, but I'm up and doing it, especially early in the morning. The voice really not to 100, see? But we still got to do the show. The show must go on. Shout out to the people tuning in this morning. See a lot of green in here. I don't know what I pressed this morning, but I think I pressed the wrong button. Anyways, we will still continue with the show. Big up yourself and thank you for being here. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Shout out to the people coming in from work this morning. Extra special, big up, shout out to the people who work multiple jobs. I have the utmost respect for you. Shout out to my entrepreneurs, my stay-at-home moms and pops, my retirees. Shout out to the drivers, the Uber driver, the Lyft driver, truck driver, taxi driver, food delivery drivers, round town and long distance truck drivers. Shout out to my brother, Troy Stars Trucking Vlogs on YouTube. Please continue to go over to Troy's channel, support his channel, and continue to help that brother to grow. Shout out to every single clean-hearted, good-hearted person who wants good for others as much as you want good for yourself. Richie Shiva, Richie, big up yourself, and thank you for Richie. You don't sleep. You don't sleep either, brethren. We were both up late last night. I put up two videos last night because I have some subscribers that said, "So Flo, remember when you used to actually get on the videos and talk to us? I miss those kind of videos right there. Because now we get all these videos from you where it's just like pictures going by and your voice is behind the thing." So yesterday I was like, let me test my voice out. And then I had two topics where it was by subscribers' request. So Flo, please talk about this. Shensia did an interview with Angela Yee and she mentioned some stuff that she wanted to try. Man run up in our back part and these things, and people were taking offense to it, saying how she was, uh, doing Jamaican culture, making us look bad, whatever. That then want to cover that, so I covered that for them, and another one. And Richie Shivers, big up yourself, was out last night. Same time I was out last night. You're gonna see a lot of people in here this morning that are not members simply because I hit the wrong button to send the live and I couldn't take it back. That's how YouTube has it. Once you go done, once you hit the done button, you can't reverse it. So I was at the button this morning saying, okay, I'm supposed to hit this button. I'm still not used to it yet. Give me some more time, a couple more days, as we give more people more chances to actually get their membership, right? But in the meantime, we got a couple of things we're gonna talk about this morning. Burger King employee shoots at customer who threw some mayonnaise at her. That was that was weird. And I watched her arrest video. And then the guard ring. I don't know if you know what a guard ring is. I don't have my ring on this morning, but a guard ring a guard ring is a ring that's placed on your finger by somebody of higher spiritual powers. And this guard ring can be loaded up with uh, things that protect you, spiritual forces that protect you, right? For those of you who don't know what a guard ring is, so the guard ring is now on the rise. A young man got killed yesterday, and it is said that a guard ring had to do with it. But the whole story surrounding that is going to be very interesting for you to hear as you see the path that we are taking, how things are changing or have changed, right? So the guard ring is now the popular thing among our young people in Jamaica, especially schoolers, teachers, administrators are saying that it is on the rise in the schools. And you would be surprised at the price of one of these guard rings and the lengths that these youths will go through to get a guard ring, right? Then there's a story about a missing teen, and the missing teen was actually returned to her parents. We're going to talk about that story because something to write into that story that for me, and Prime Minister Andre Holness sends out his warning that you will be caught and you will be extradited. And we're going to talk about what that is about as well. All right. Carrie Ann Jones says, SouFLo, gargle your throat with warm water and vinegar the best thing is to boil gungo leaf if you have it in Florida and use it instead of the vinegar. All right, my friend. Thank you for your suggestion. You know, I get a million suggestions about what I should put in my throat and what I should try. I'm the type of person I try things, right? Especially if they're natural remedies. I will try them to see if they work. So I'll probably give that a try. I mean, I have no gungo leaf here though. You just gonna have to deal with this voice. I'm calling this my sexy voice. I like somebody said I like your new voice. It fits you. Me don't know. I don't have any pain. My throat not hurting or anything. My voice just hoarse up. And I already went to the doctor. The doctor already said it's a form of laryngitis, but with a bacterial infection that's going, a viral infection that's going around, and me catch it. So I wasn't walking out there with my mouth wide open trying to catch nothing. I never got kissed no stranger. So I'm wondering how I have it, but wife don't have it, even though she really not take no kiss from me and these things. She been trying to avoid me lately. But we'll be all right. We'll recover. All right. We're trusting the immune system to do what it's supposed to do. Cause we still eat healthy and exercise and these kind of things. We on our exercise trip, our healthy trip. Maybe I need rest though. The doctor did say to rest, and rest is a thing that I find hard to do. So maybe we need some rest. Let's big up some people this morning, and then we get into our topics, right? Right back on track. So great goodies is in the building this morning. Great goodies. Big up yourself and thank you for being here. Kai Tai Jai Empress is here. Big up yourself. Have me speaking Cantonese. Kai Tai Jai Empress Prillis 123 is in the building. Charma the Star is here. Roxanne McIntosh is here this morning. Stacey Ann Williams is in the building this morning. Audrey Minot is here this morning. Is Audrey Minot? Stacey Ann Williams is here. Audrey Wright, I'm sorry. Roxy 21 is in the building. Audrey Minor, there we go. It's two Audreys. Jet Shelley, good morning, Jet Shelley. Jet Shelley is in the building this morning. Teresa Lewis is here. Vicky Victory. Nikki B is here. Carrie Ann Jones is here. King Biggs, big up yourself, and brother, and thank you for being here this morning. Marcia Walters is in the building this morning. Richie Shiva is here and was here late last night with me as well. So Richie not get no sleep neither. Marcia McCann Lopez is in the building. Black Queen is here this morning. Big up yourself, Black Queen. Thank you for being here. Mr. Article down there. Michelle Williams is in the building. Good morning, SouFlo family and everyone. Darlene Walter Riley is in the building this morning. Big up yourself, Darlene Walter Riley. Virtuous Fire is here. Thank you for being here. Morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts. Fallon Carrington is in the building. Fallon Carrington says, up, together we stand. Love knows no separation. A happy and pleasant good morning to you and your house. With Thanksgiving, and same to you, my friend. Marilyn Grant is in the building this morning. Asserin Odetta is in the building. Hold on. Marilyn Grant says, good morning, SouFlo from the UK. From the UK, but tuning in from Istanbul, Turkey. That's huge. So the thing is global. Istanbul, what are you doing in Istanbul, Turkey? You on vacation or is a business trip? Because you know we're all over the place, right? Asserin Odetta, big up yourself. Star K is here. Anita Cannon is here. June O'Brien is in the building this morning. Richard Shivers, again, of course. Dorothy T is here. And Main One is in the building. If I didn't call your name, Wayne Nathan and others like Shelly P, Darth, Danya Casada, good morning. Haven't seen your name in a while. Thank you for being here, or maybe I'm not paying attention. And Carrie Ann Jones. Carrie Ann Jones is the one that says gargle your throat with some warm water and some vinegar. And the best thing is to boil some gungo leaf if you have it in Florida and use it instead of the vinegar. Somebody else going through this too. So you can try too. Don't make me do it alone. Me carry and kill we off. Elaine Bent, big up yourself and thank you for being here. And Little Red Gucci too. is in the building this morning, and Maxine, good as gold. There. All right, let's get into our topics this morning. Somebody tell me, where do we start? Do we start out with the Burger King employee that went that shot at, that shot at the employer, not the employer, at the customer? Why is this behind me, Lord? You want to talk about the guard ring situation, the teenager that was returned by her kidnapper, or what Andrew Holness is talking about when he says you will be extradited, you will be caught and extradited. Which one do we start off with this morning? The Burger King employee, missing teen employee. I'm gonna give you a full 60 seconds. Andrew, damn. Well, okay, so we're coming in even on everything. I see Burger King, Burger King and missing teen is leading the way so far. You have about 30 seconds left. Burger King again, Burger King again, Burger King. Keep going, keep going. You have about 10 seconds left. The Prime Minister, yeah, so Burger King again. But Burger King it is. Nobody not really want to hear about the guard ring yet. The guard ring situation is gonna be deep. You know, our topics them usually start out simple, and then for some reason they take a turn, and them go down in some place in some part, right? That get people kind of emotional and stuff like that. So that's where we at this morning with this. Let's start out with the Burger King thing. Get that out the way, because that's the one that people put in the most. All right. So a Florida Burger King employee decided that she couldn't take it no more, and it's a girl, a she. I told y'all before, in the state of Florida, do not come here and talk gun talk to anybody. I think everybody carries a gun here in the in the state of Florida. Everybody gun up here. It's too easy to get a gun here, whether it's legal or illegal, and everybody has one. I had one at 14 years old. That's where I got my first gun. I was 14. Okay, so it ain't hard. But the situation that went down here, let me just clarify the ear first before somebody run go tell people about SouFLo was a gunman at 14. I was coming up in a time. I came up in the crack era, and Miami is where I grew up. Miami, Florida was wild. Okay, so I felt the need to have a gun to protect myself. Plus, even though I had been here since I was like 8 years old, I was still considered a foreigner. I was still considered banana boat person, go back on a banana boat and these kind of things. So it was a hostile environment for us back then. I'm gonna get my liquor pie, and I didn't try to use it to do anything with anybody. I held on to it just in case. So that was my story of holding a gun. Wasn't in no gangs, didn't do any of that stuff, and I'm not trying to portray any of that stuff. But I did have a gun at 14 years old. Almost killed my little brother with it too. Because the first day I got it, I was in the room, in the bedroom, and I said, yo, Jim, look on this, Chrissy. And my brother was like, move that. And before you pointed at me and pulled the trigger, what if there's a bullet in it? Mind you, I just bought the gun. The person who sold me the gun loaded with one shot in the gun. Me don't know nothing about gun. I'm 14. I said to my brother, I said, no, man, the gun good. See, watch this. And squeeze the trigger. And my ears went deaf. His ears went deaf. We standing there in the room, in our bedroom, looking at each other. My mom wasn't home. If she hear this right now, my mother would have dropped down. So my mom wasn't home. I squeezed the trigger. I was like, no, man, it's not loaded or nothing. Bow! And it went off. And the bullet traveled through the mattress in the bed, like a board spring or something. And we haven't found it since. Right? So y'all watch your kids. That's what I'm going to tell you. So anyways, all right, here goes the story. So a Florida Burger King employee shoots at the customer who threw some mayonnaise at her. Now, here's the thing. The headline says that she shot the customer, but I don't think she shot the customer. I think she shot at the customer. A Burger King employee in Florida allegedly shot a customer after he threw some mayonnaise in her face, the local police has reported. Shatasha Hicks, who looks like a child. That's her picture on the icon that I did for the video. She looked like a child. She's 30 years old, though. You know them said black don't crack, right? And the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice and all that stuff. Well, she looked like a child to me, but she's a 30-year-old woman, actually. She was arrested on Tuesday and charged with discharging a firearm in public after the incident at the Miami Gardens fast food joint. Everybody who's in Miami already know when you call out certain areas, you're like, yeah, I can see that happening over there. That's how it is over there. Somebody is calling in right now. I'm sorry I missed your call. Please call back. I didn't have the phone in front of me, and for some reason it's not ringing. Again. All right. So police said that Hicks opened fire on a man after arguing at the drive-through window with him. A relative of Hicks told NBC6 that the customer she shot at had squirted or thrown the mayonnaise in her face, wet her up with the mayonnaise, then pop off the end of the pack and squeeze it on her, squeeze it in our face. And the customer drove off, parked his vehicle, and started to approach. Hicks then allegedly left the Burger King, went outside, ran to her car, grabbed a gun from her car, and squeezed off 5 rounds at the customer. The person then jumped back in their vehicle and drove away. Do you think that she's going to miss this? I mean, do you think that she's... Hold on. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Good morning, SouFLo.
Good morning, fam. How you doing?
Not too bad, just grateful for the company today.
Yeah, to be alive and healthy and thing, right?
Yeah, definitely. But we just want to talk about the incident of the Burger King where it's like, it's SouFLo, it's like America always have problems with fast food restaurants and customers, and a lot of times it's very deadly. Recently I saw this one where the guy punched the customer,
and the customer died.
Yeah, and when I see these incidents, I always think about Jamaica and how our fast food restaurants operate. I'm saying, in Jamaica, the most people that ever do that fast food restaurants are good to just say, oh, how do they get through before me? But never really taking violence. Nobody I think to jump count and beat up people, or
Yeah.
Think nobody, but over here it's like it just instant where people feel the sense of entitlement. They're not get a fast or something, then feel the need to turn violent,
And you know what else though? So watch our Jamaica. Like when me in Jamaica, when I'm in Jamaica, I'm gonna like KFC or come. I have to reach KFC soon as Milan. And it's not a plug for KFC. KFC in Jamaica is just different from other places. But when we go like KFC, Burger King, them thing there in Jamaica, if you see some unruly people in Jamaica have sense. We're not disrespecting nobody that's gonna prepare our food. I think that's a stupid thing to do in the first place. Not true?
Yeah,
because I can't go dip my finger them in something, I'll scratch out my body and come finger up your food and give your food, and just stay quiet and laugh and watch you eat it.
I have this bridge going into when they go past the restaurant. Nobody asks you to switch there because but they want to put something food, so just take and go.
Yeah, all when they mess up my order, I thank you. Same way, I'm going with the wrong order. I'm not arguing with nobody about my food. But in America, as you just said, my brother, there's this sense of entitlement. And working in customer service and fast food here is a challenge. I see it all the time myself. Yeah. People are very disrespectful and talk to the people and anyhow. They will tell them like, well, if you don't like your job, you should have stayed your ass in school and got you a better job. And them does rough up the people any kind of way.
And it's like, if you're going to come with that disrespect, then prepare the food yourself.
Exactly.
Because we all need each other and whatever job we do,
Exactly. Every job is vital because without them, you wouldn't have that food there. You know what I'm saying? You're right. You're right.
And I'm like, when I start preaching, I said, like, a lot of time people say, yo, Jamaican people get to our bush. And I say, no, man, like, America different, man.
Yeah, man.
Yes. Because a lot of times, you see people going fast food restaurants and do some things where, and I say, like, where's the decency, where's the respect to people? I feel like, say, I mean, a lot of people in the world have respect,
True.
But it's something that we have to get better. But America as a society is like, I guess it's the culture and the way they brought up the sense of like, the entitlement and you can do whatever they like.
It is. It is.
But in Jamaica, we just know, say you can't try certain things, As we said, the most people say I'm doing a Jamaican fast restaurant and you say, oh, order you to get through the problem, but not in the sense of violence or stuff.
Right. We have sense. Big up yourself. Manners and respect, my brother. All right. I'm glad I took his call because it make enough sense. Listen, people devalue fast food workers, right? And act like they're the most disrespectful, or you're the lowest. Your intelligence level is low. There's some pretty intelligent people. There's university students studying medicine and all these things that work at fast food restaurants. Some people just grabbing themselves by the bootstraps and saying, "Me nah beg nobody nothing. I'm working my way through. So while I'm in school, may I take this job?" And they don't have no pride. You know, like some people broke on no one go work nowhere. Oh, that the job too good. I'm too good for that job. Oh, I don't want to go flip no burgers. I would never work at fast food. That kind of stuff. There's a lot of people in fast food that have other things going on in their life. And the fast food thing is just another step for them. Yeah, means to an end, you know? And people need to remember that too. Especially here in the US, you see it all the time. Them get rough up and handled certain ways, talk to all kinds. Bitch, you ain't got my mouth back in order. Pardon my language. And I'm like, yo, are you talking to the person that's about to send your food through the drive-through, through the window? And you talking like that? I think I want to cut out the line because me don't want them gonna mistake you for me and do something to my food. I try not to be even close to those people, right? So, and they have this policy in the US where it says the customer is always right. I don't know if they do it everywhere else, but I know here the customer is always right kind of thing, and that's wrong in itself. But I saw it go. You buy too much. Uh, oh boy, hear that? Eat that? I know. You don't even have your membership, but you're here talking foolishness. See? All right. So a gun was found on the floorboard of Hicks' car, and the investigator recovered 5 spent shell casings in the Burger King parking lot. So she just squeezed off. Bah, 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 bah. 5 and up. Not one shot, not a warning shot, not I'm going to shoot you. 5 shots in their direction. Hicks walked out of Miami-Dade County Jail on Friday evening after making her $1,000 bond. I'm surprised they even let her go. I'm willing to bet, though, that the gun that she was carrying is probably registered to her, else she wouldn't be walking out. If it was an illegal gun, she wouldn't be walking out. So the gun registered to her, and probably she didn't hit nobody, right? It's not clear if the customer who has been tracked down by the authorities was injured in the shooting. Exactly. So why did they post? And this is the New York Times posted this, and this carried the story, and they post Burger King employee shoots customer. I think they meant to say shoot at customer because in their own report they said they're not sure if the customer was hit. Hicks' aunt, her auntie now says, my niece was just defending herself. She was protecting herself, and I don't blame her. Everybody else might, but I don't. A witness who identified himself as Kevin told the outlet that he was purchasing a burger at the time of the shooting, and he saw the victim making faces at Hicks through through the drive-through window. He was making faces at her through the car, through the window, out here in the road. And when he pulled in here, she just set it off. He said, like, set it off the movie with shout out to what's that rapper name again? Female rapper, Queen Latifah. Queen Latifah, I think, just turned 52 or something like that, 56, something yesterday. But anyhow, Burger King spokesperson, you know, Burger King jumps in. Burger King is like, we are horrified, and we would never employ someone because now they got to protect their brand. We would never employ someone who we thought would have any violent tendencies towards our customers. Our customers are our most valuable assets. All this, you know, fix up, fix up. As this remains an ongoing investigation, we aren't able to share any additional details at this time. So just leave it right where it's at. But she got bail. She got bail. She was out on bond in no time. And I'm absolutely sure that she probably won't see anything serious out of this. Why? Let me give you a little education. Florida has what's called stand your ground, right? Under stand your ground, you just have to prove that you yourself felt like you were in imminent danger. This person was going to do something detrimental to you, kind of thing. And here we go. That's stand your ground. Marcia McCann Lopez is asking what happened to the stand your ground. That's it. That's why she was able to get out that quick. Stand your ground. So you got to be careful when you're in the state of Florida. I seen another man on the highway. You guys probably have seen the video by now. It was two videos. One had a black dude and a white dude, two friends driving in a car. And the youth pull out and just started shooting through his own windshield because he thought the person that drove by him was about to shoot at him. So he started shooting first. All right, I'm buffering. Let me give it its time to buffer while I'm going to sip some tea. All right. Tell me if I'm still buffering or if you can hear me. Bob Cosmic says, Kevin, His Excellency Smith is interfering. Kevin, I tried tuning into the gathering. Kevin is trying to get to us. Send a message. Okay, I'm fine now. All right. So be careful when you're in the state of Florida. That's all I'm going to say. People shoot here. They shoot. And if you're going to pull it, shoot. Don't pull it in stock because you will get killed. All right. Somebody else is going to pull and shoot. Just saying. But be careful, man, at these fast food places. Give these fast food workers some respect. They're preparing your food. That's my thing behind all that. I'm late, but I'm here, family. Big up yourself and thank you for being here. Exit the live and come back again is what Great Goodies is telling somebody. And Wayne Nathan is in the building. Wayne Nathan, big up yourself. Wayne Nathan says, I'm good. I'm not buffering anymore. So let's take that one off the board and move on to our other topics because time is of the essence. All right. Y'all ready for guard ring, the guard ring story, or the missing teen being returned story? Which one are we going to work on? Guard ring story or missing teen? Empress, big up yourself. I appreciate you. This is why I love me stove. Cook on your yard. Guard ring story time. All right. So here's the guard ring story. Let me say something first before we go into the guard ring story. The youths, them, new generation, modern day, the generation we call a generation of vipers. Even though the generation before us called us a generation of vipers. But the youths, them today ain't taking no talk, man. And that, you remember how Granny used to be like, Sunday come, you have to go church. Or Saturday come, you have to go church. And Bible in a hand, and with the Bible verses, study at home, and you have to pray before you go sleep at night. And Jesus will save you from everything. And God and Jesus is God and Lord and all these things. Not this new generation. They're not in that. I think they've watched and observed the church and the people associated with the church and religious figureheads and their parents as well. And they've seen all the hypocrisy. And not only that, they've also been trying the thing and it now worked for them. You know, when somebody tell you about prayer and you earnestly, genuinely pray hard, and them say you never pray hard enough, and nothing that you prayed for worked out, everything went frigged up. And you're like, man, that stuff don't work. This is you growing up, right? And you're learning your environment, you're learning how stuff work, life, and all these things. These youth, they're putting their trust in other things now. Religion, prayer, Bible, that gone out the window. Them not really into that. Some of them will mix that with whatever it is else they're doing. So let's get into the story real quick. The acting principal at the Trelawney-based William Knibb High School has reported that a fuss over a guard ring was behind today's murder of a 10th grade student at the school. See? Guard rings are often used by wrongdoers, they say, who believe that they can be protected by their guard ring from their enemies as well as from police detection. The amount of man me see dead with guard ring on them hands still. I want to tell the youth them say that you don't know enough. I might talk out against that and box food out of somebody's mouth because somebody is selling these guard rings and making good money off of them, and others are believing that they work. Again, so Kamal Hall, the murdered student, was reportedly accused by one of his classmates of stealing his friend's guard ring. The William Knibb High School board is to hold an emergency meeting this evening in the wake of the killing, which happened 5 minutes into their lunch break. Audrey Steele, the acting principal of William Knibbs, said that the wearing of the guard ring by students has become a serious challenge in the school. She said that many of these students are wearing these rings, and we have quite a number of them that we have confiscated over time. I don't know what they have or what value that they've placed on these rings, but we are constantly taking these rings away. But as soon as we take them away, there's more. They appear again. This is what we're up against. And the more you confiscate them, is the more they come. Some of the rings bear the emblems of skulls and crosses. Among the items confiscated by the school were knives as well from 2 other students who have been suspended since. There's another part to the story that says these guard rings can run anywhere from $100,000 up to $500,000. And these students are getting into illegal activities that's making a lot of money for them. And then they're using their money to purchase their guard ring to guard up themselves. See? I don't know if anybody know what it means when you say the guard ring load up, but if you know, please type it in the comment section for me because I'm not too sure. I think guard ring load up, when we say my guard ring load up, it means I've done sacrifices, right? So you go to your Obeahman now and Obeahman workout say you do a certain sacrifice, and the more sacrifices you do is the more powers to your guard ring. And then he places this power on your guard ring. It's like having a debit card or something. And you know, and they place some money on it, and the more money they on it is. So when you hear them saying that them guard ring is load up 100 Duppy on the guard ring, that means you made some strong sacrifices, so you should be well protected. Richard says loading up your Obeahman's bank account, you mean? Yeah, I don't know nothing about Obeah. Day to day, me over here with you. I'm trying to figure out. Somebody said, oh, God in a school now. Listen up, everything in school. Everything been in school. Oh God. Load up mean that it has a lot going on it. You have to give me a better explanation. Load up means that it is spiritually loaded, right? And you're dumping them busy. That tape that's being played in court right now. Remember, I know the Klansman Wanda gang trial are going, so I pick out some of the information out of it. And one of the tape that was played, you could hear. I did the story about the 15-year-old Obeahman, where the gangster them say him never miss. No, this isn't somebody that came in and testified that this is what I heard them saying. This is the recording that was being played in court, and as they were listening to it and making a transcript out of what was being played. So you can imagine somebody just said, oh God, Obeah gone in a school now. You can imagine a grown big man, check a 15-year-old youth. And this 15-year-old youth is your Obeah man. And this, and you know, they said that the 15-year-old you never miss, you know. The other man they never miss. When him tell us I saw it, I go. That's how it went. And that's why they put their trust in him. One of the gangster them can be heard on the tape making fun of another one of the gangster because him say, yeah man, the same other man did a guide, like him say the same other man did a guide Chris. But Chris him unruly. So him, you know, him fight with the Duppy them all the time. And I'm like, fight with the Duppy them all the time. Listen up. A Clarendon I come from in a country, dark country. Up at our place, never get light till not too long. But when we hear Duppy, we used to run. So to see new generation now embracing Duppy, walking with Duppy, welcoming Duppy, summoning Duppy, and want to be possessed by Duppy, it's weird. It's weird. Cause up till now, if me there country right now, out the door, and a man say, I'm go so, I bet me shot it past him, gone. Because all I'm thinking is rolling calf and Duppy. Because that's what I grew up with, all right? So me not stay around for nobody tell me about me I put couple Duppy on you, for Duppy guard you and guide you, and it's not my cup of tea. It's not my cup of tea. Is there anybody in here who is into this? I just want to see something. I don't know if to hide it. Is it something that you gotta hide, or are you into it and you're proud of it? No, me in that. Hell no, no. Everybody has said no. Oh, I am LOL. Lovely K, you are what? Kata Jai says no, sir. Denti D says I'm wearing Duppy upon them hand. Yes, I'll wear upon them hand. When we are picnic, I grew up and them say rolling calf, we shot like you said. When them said Duppy, go outside. Me I hold my pee and do it till I'm morning, but go outside. All of my belly hurt me. Go outside. No, sir. But not into nothing evil. Granny used to say believe kill and believe cure. Nobody not afraid like me. No, but we know. So that's for sure you say is a different is a different breed this, you know. Because the things them that scare us, it don't scare them. Live on the air, good morning.
Yo, big up yourself, SouFLo. Yo,
Man, that's my
you
brother.
know, so me look for all long man for my PC and for my mobile device, even though I have an Android still, but I want Galaxy S. You see me after I have a Galaxy S20.
See.
But me I try to find the thing for the membership, brother, and can't find it all now. But we'll get back to that.
Right.
What I have to say about the Oria thing, brother, it's part of your African roots and culture.
True. Very true.
Yes, to summon spirits for protection. This is what we did to liberate and fight even against slavery. Many of the Maroons did this. Even the one with the, what's our name? The one with the train business, who did send the man them on the train rail. What was that name, man?
For the Underground Railroad in the US.
Yes, the Underground Railroad. It was summoning of spirits that they used to help them. So this Obia thing with them place Obia, yo, this is part of our African culture and roots, brother. And you can Google this if you think I'm bullshitting you.
No man, I know it. I'm well aware.
So
I am well aware.
This is what we do as a style thing. It's become a puppy show business now. You understand, my brother?
Right.
Yeah, and this has been going on from the 70s and in the 80s because my uncle them used to do that shit in the 70s and 80s, brother.
Same. So
yeah, to get you immigration. When they used to do them bundle thing to go through immigration, they used to go to them Obia man first, brother.
You remember how Badman used to say, like them stand up right in front of police and police just fly past them, don't even see them. and these kind of things.
Yeah.
It's like they're out amongst the
But
crowd.
but then take it to the extreme and then things say that can protect you against gunshot. Remember, say your skin is not bulletproof enough, so it no work to that level, brother. You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, then put on gathering and things and then can go in and one shootout with one gathering. It don't work like that, my brother.
True.
You understand? How it work is like, you see when you smuggle like drugs, or you have this one little bundle of business and to kind of keep people bewildered and baffled and confused. I swear you are when you call your client them to convince them and stuff like that. I swear you use it. Yo, you know, Asian girls in Miami who use that man. Yo, that was the style in high school, SouFLo. Even when we were going to high school.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm
well aware of it.
Miami man use them the style, you know.
Yeah, man, I'm well aware of it, man. But me not in it. But I'm well aware of it.
No, I'm not saying that you're participating in it, brother. Don't be ignorant to knowledge of what's going on. I'm not saying that you're participating in it, but don't be naive to what's going on. This style is not new. It's just that, you know, it busts out now. Don't yourself Jamaica, brother. Then just catch on to it. You see me, I said?
All right.
All that stuff, identity theft for the scamming and swiping, a long time people do that. See. You understand? So when them say it load up, means say you put sacrifices on it. You see me, I say you can sacrifice a chicken, sacrifice a goat, or you can sacrifice a human being.
Right.
So it's the level that your gathering is loaded up. You understand?
Got it.
So I just that is a puppy show business, but it's part of our African roots and culture, my brother. You understand? It's not actually black magic, even though they demonized it because the colonizer wants to take us away from our roots. So they put a bad stigma on obia or black magic. But if you Google it, brother, it's coming from deep in our African culture.
Got it.
You understand?
Got it.
Big up yourself. Not many pioneer, no pioneer. I've been trying to find this thing so we can pay for membership, brother, so we can keep it moving. You understand? Because you don't know, say, I am my brother's keeper. You understand? So one hand wash the other. But I don't know, I try to find it right now. I'm on my laptop right now. I don't see no link down or nothing, brother.
Well, that's what I'm tell us.
You don't know, say, cash up on them thing, they well up, you know. You see me, I say, yeah, man, cryptocurrency, I run the place right now, you know?
All right, my brother. Well, I don't know if to tell you.
Which part the link there?
I don't know if to tell you.
Maybe I forgot to drop the link inside our chat.
Yeah. All right, we'll do that.
Drop the link inside our chat. You don't know, say, not my pioneer, no pioneer, big up yourself, man, yeah.
Right, that's a big up yourself. I don't think that brother hear me when me talk, you know. That's why I just stop talking. I make him talk. But you know, he always festive when him call still. Big him up all the time. Always festive when him call. I never said that you said I was into it. I was just telling you that me not in it. But anyhow, you know, I'm aware of certain things. You know, sometimes you play a fool for catch wise. I'm aware of certain things I'm not gonna say I've been in, but I'm aware of certain things, and I'm aware of the history behind voodoo and obia or voodoo and obia and all this, and the role it played in history, etc., etc. I'm very much aware of that. I don't know if a lot of other people are aware of it, but I am. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Morning, SouFLo.
Good morning, family. How are you doing this morning?
Just a thing I say. I can't know in that dog. Let me give you a thing about that.
Talk to me.
Yeah, it's like any scammer. A scammer will grow past you with this thing. They come back in your ring. Well, be a man, I can tell you, there's a specific time when you run off. You have to go back. It don't mean your skin can't black gunshot. They can get gunshot and still survive.
Seeing.
So that would basically tell the people. It's just like to be protected.
Yeah, some of them believe though, say like them can't get gunshot and if they walk in a public and then wanted police can't see them and these kind of things though, you know. Some people take it to the extreme though. I think that's where we are talking about.
Family members.
What in I?
Yeah.
All right. So you say any ring can be your guard ring.
Yeah, you can buy any regular ring and just go ahead, man, making your eyes look feel. That's simple. I know what you put money 100 grand. I know the school principally objected.
Yeah, so them put it in a gleaner. Said the ring them can run between 100 grand and 500 grand. May I say, how can I ring them here?
If like them at it, now cost 1.5 grand.
So I'm over exaggerate the thing now. All right.
You can. All right.
Yeah. Thanks for the insight, brother. I saw. So that means that any ring can be your guard ring, the brother said. You just carry a ring up and make them aisle up the ring for you. And him say when it run out, you go back and you get more power load up on your ring. How I did. Live on the air this morning with SouFLo. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, fam. How you doing?
I'm just good.
You have us on speaker or something?
I did.
Okay.
Is that better?
Yes. No, you just got to speak up.
Okay. Well, I'm having the struggle you're having. This morning my tea is ginger.
So you have the throat thing going too?
Yes, man. Fire down in the
May I tell you?
It's just getting better now.
But you sound better than me.
Oh, I fight this thing. I sleep with the Vicks. I use the Vicks as my sketch screen now.
Bun up.
Bun up, nose, lip, everything. So I cannot just chime that last fellow that wouldn't let you talk.
Yeah.
He was saying a lot of things that were common sense, true. But only thing I'm gonna add to it is other cultures do worse than what they would call for African heritage type rituals, or what he's saying that we preserved in the back in the day. Because the Indians and the Chinese, you go to their establishment to do business because we all buy the Chinese products, hair and skincare and what have you. And you always pass either a Buddha or a little trinket. If you're not there early in the morning, sometimes you'll miss when they throw that first floor water out of the doorway, attracting customers.
All their rituals.
Everything. And nobody calls that no obia. That's just their custom.
True.
Right? So for me and my family, from the hills of St. Elizabeth, we follow custom. So we don't try to put any stigma behind it. We're praising the Lord and we're keeping our family close in prayer. And like the last person said, anything that you pray and believe in, long as you put God first, that's your strength.
Seeing. So this thing what I'm called Obia then, this your thing?
I would have said the Obia thing, as the belief in that once you set your mind to achieve, to do what you know is going to help you and your family.
Yeah.
If you want to call it Obia, well, yes, because from birth till now, I believe in, pull together, do what you got to do. I'm not believing in killing people and stand up in front of a bullet.
Right.
We don't gunsling. We don't do all this, what do you call it? Entrepreneurs.
Yeah, entrepreneurs. You're chopping. You're not chopping.
We don't chop.
All right.
Only thing we chop is bush. We have clean up the ground when we plant the yam.
See.
When we are reap the peanut.
Yeah, some good yam around the spot to come from the turn.
Master.
He's a yellow yam man,
White yam. Apple yam. Machine.
I tell you. You get me hungry now, yeah, man.
Have a strong breakfast when you're done, guys. That's what I'm doing.
Oh, gosh.
That's what me, man. I'm cleaning some green banana and dumpling and chicken for it, is it?
I am.
Man.
See?
Oh, I just teach my daughter to make curry chicken. We watch one of your old videos the other day. The other place in Texas, I make the curry chicken.
Yeah.
And that little girl get up and go in the kitchen, you see?
I'll cook some curry chicken.
And Lego a pot of curry chicken for me.
I saw.
With some dumplings. She made the dumplings them the size of you make them too.
I can't wheel them. Hey, two of my dumpling them, you're good for the day. Like, yeah, you're good for the day. A bushman dumpling them there.
I got get me out of that stick in the pot.
Yeah. You know why I'm hungry? I have food for my mind now.
Well, we're just gonna go feed that thing.
Yes, thanks for sharing too.
Oh, you're welcome, my dear.
All right, bless up.
Have a blessed day.
You too.
Bye-bye.
All right, so basically she has said that, this is cultural customs is what it really is. You know, all the little things that we teach you to do. How we used to spin your roll and then throw something behind your back and sprinkle salt over your shoulder and all these things before you go inside of the house and there's something that we used to do them things there, right? When you really look at it as obvious, you just look at it as we was growing up and these are the things that they told us. What I'm saying again? Which one did you have to, you have to crack your past graveyard, don't point over there. If you point over there, you have to bite your finger and your finger now. These kind of things, superstitions and all these things. But it wasn't hurting nobody and we didn't involve any violence in it. I myself am from a farming community in Clarendon as well. And that's like, we grew up like that. Somebody said, Grandma used to tell you, say, about rolling calf outside because she never wanted you to go outside. But no, me used to busybody and me used to get trouble and then me used to run, right? So me used to run and my grandparents couldn't catch me. So one time my grandmother now want to scare me to come inside. But you know when time you come inside, you have to take your lick before you go inside though, right? You can't run all you want to run. You must come inside because you have to sleep somewhere. Because the rolling calf, them will be out there for you later on tonight. I mean, I know how you are going to deal with them. Time you little pick me up. Yeah? The rolling calf, you don't want to take the lick because you do some foolishness. But now, Granny, I remind you, say, rolling calf, I'm going to go outside later. My grandmother used to tell me about your great-grandparents are very disappointed in you. And I'm sure your great-grandmother will be paying you a visit tonight. So stay out there. Stay out there. And call her down for me. Call her down for me. They hear them for everybody used to raise up stuff. I be swearing my great-grandmother did it. And they used to tell us how she had long white hair because she never cut her hair her whole life and them something that me swear me see this woman pass me with long white hair in the darkness. What? Me shot it gone inside. You have to go beat me. I'm ready for me beating, Grandma. I am ready for my beating. And she whop you 2 times and you go inside, right? But those are the fun times of growing up. We didn't take it as nothing but load up gathering and my enemies and all these things. We never chop. We wasn't chopping. We didn't know anything about chopping. And like the sister who just called said, the only thing we did at chop them time they called me good with my cutlass, The only thing we had chop them time they are bush, right? There's something there. Stay out there. Stay out there. You want them rolling calf out there tonight. And your great-grandmother is very disappointed. So I'm sure she's going to pay you a visit. Jesus Christ. Oh, Grandma, walk come inside. Let me inside, please. You ready for your beating now? Yes, we're ready. Yeah, man. Real thing. So, I don't know. But it's a thing among the youths. And the world is changing. So I don't know why a lot of people who left Jamaica long ago actually expect Jamaica to still be what it was when they left it long ago. You have to understand that Jamaica is with the world, right? We're a part of the world. So as the world advances and changes and go through their different demics, pandemic, this demic, that demic, all that kind of changes, Jamaica is going to be doing the same thing too, right? If them have new drugs on the market, Jamaica have them new drugs upon the market too. So when you remember back in the day when Leroy used to burn him liquor weed and then run up in the coconut tree, and coconut tree hard to climb for most people. But when Leroy lick his cushion pen and run up in the coconut tree, God, and Granny used to say, stay away from him because you see there, my ganja mad him. And them something there. You go to Jamaica now, It ain't no licking, no kushum thing, I run up in a no coconut tree, man popping mollies. They doing other things. The same stuff that they have in the places that you're at, whether you're in the UK or Canada or wherever you're at. So Jamaica changed along with the world, right? So everything that's out there is there as well. Not true? Carrie Jones says, my granny did say, if you hear somebody call your name, don't answer till after the third call. And don't run around the house after 6 p.m. Duppy will box you. That them used to tell me too. So you run around the house, you run around the house. When time you see night come down, and in a country, night come down kind of early because you know enough vegetation and thing. The top run around the house, them time there, Duppy will box you. And me have a cousin. Well, I don't know, I run outside one day and I don't know if I drop, and him hand hook up like this. Boy, them start one piece of deliverance. You know, them box the man with white rum and whoever else the in a backland. And I box him up so them said Duppy box him, right? Them said Duppy box, so them start. Hallelujah, get him out, you demon. I'm more poor Mark. Mark did I take be a lick. I drop him, probably drop on him, you know. And they hook up like this. Oh boy, yo, take me back, man. Take me back to a simpler time when we never didn't know much better, and I was fine with it too. I was fine with all the superstitions. Me going to my house. Me no want no rolling cap out the door. Yep, I'm inside and I'm safe. No gunman not run me down or nothing. If me go inside, me no do road. I'm not a road person. I didn't grow up as no road person because even when we reach a foreign, me did things that then people still was following me and stuff. So me used to still stay in my yard and there's something that now I unbox. Our Veronica girl says there was unboxing him. He didn't get boxed, so we have to go unbox him and them sprinkle it. Spit it on your so sprinkle it and slap your so in it. No, sir. But we grew up good though, you know. I love thing that I feel like about catch licks from so. Richard Plank says, don't lie down at the doorway. Duppy will step over you and you will don't grow. Yes, come out at the doorway. And they used to tell you to say, don't step over your sibling them. Because if you lick your brother with dishcloth or the cloth where you wash up the dishes them, if you lick your brother with the dish towel or kitchen rag, he will turn workless. Woman will abuse him throughout his life and he would think say it's okay to get abused by a woman. So don't lick your boy them with no kitchen cloth and don't step over your sibling them head when them sit up on the ground. That's why them used to tell you move out of the doorway because people step over your head, you're going to stop grow right there so you're not going to grow no more. Nobody wanted to be a dwarf, and we used to see like 1 and 2 dwarf about the place. We used to feel like some people did step over them head. So we used to, that's how we think though. All right, so you know what? When you pee, if you spit on it, bite pan grave, bite the finger. Pee if you spit on it. What else we have? We have quite a few of these things. Here one. So let's move on. Let's move on because time is of the essence. So let's go on to another one of these stories. Short is short. Don't sweep your foot. And don't sweep your sibling them foot too. Yo, you know, so one time when them used to vex with you, them used to come purposely sweep your foot, you know. Your sibling would purposely come sweep your foot. I blight you. So when you grow up, nobody now go on you. You know, you will never have a husband or a wife. And them used to come sweep your foot with the broom. And the elder said, don't sweep your foot because when you sweep your foot, you're not gonna be able to get nobody now go want you to marry you. Right? Don't comb your hair in the night. I never hear that one day. Walk backwards when you come inside late. Yes. Or them used to say spin round, spin your roll, spin round and then come inside and walk back where you come in. And I saw. Yes. Stepping in the house back where you're coming in late. All them things that we grew up with. You know, is real or some real Jamaican in there. I wonder if all the other Caribbean people have them something here too. Let's see if we really want people. Let's see if we really want people. Thunder roll and broke my neck. right? A lady did that on purpose to my daughter. I'm still after the lady. Just, Jessica Rabbit, a lady sweep her daughter foot for purpose. Yeah, my sibling them used to do it. We used to do it to each other. When you vex with them, that's how we used to fight. I'll take broom and sweep your foot. Act like you sweep up the room and sweep across the foot them. Nobody now go on you and blight you for life. In Belize, we walk backward when walk left you. When them we walk left you. Wait there. Somebody said something about Belize. The comments are move so fast. Okay. In Belize, we walk backward when you come in late. So that's the same thing. Hanging tape measure over the door. Well, we know an Israelite thing what we do, which is like them paint the door. You have to paint something on the door. So you blood. So said if them are reconstruct the house or something, they're putting in new windows, doing the roof over, anything, any kind of construction are going by your house. This was a big one. You have to kill one of your animals, right? They sacrifice an animal. So today is curry chicken for dinner then. So we kill a chicken. And then we take some of that fresh blood there, paint it upon the doorpost, and then paint over that when it dry to match the color of whatever was on there already. Them kind of thing there. And that's supposed to ward off evil spirits. And if you don't do it, then something might happen to your firstborn. Aware of that one? Put Saint Michael over the door. We never believe in. We never grow. I didn't grow up with no saints. I didn't know nothing about no saints. My granny was all about Jesus. Nothing before, nothing after. Jesus and Jesus alone. That's it. So the saints them never play a part. We were Catholic, so the saints never played a part in my household. Turn the broom upside down in front of the door. I want to give you a story. When I was in the army, the wife them when them husband deployed, they used to turn the broom. If you pass a door and you see the broom, so that means the top part of the broom is up. That means he is not here. He is gone. He's on deployment. You can come knock the door, and if I like you, we can party. If you see the broom like this, that means him come back. Don't come over here. So the funny thing there with the broom and the door, I didn't know nothing about no broom and door until I went in the army. And that broom and door stuff was for something different. Leave a plate of food out. Another one, if you go away and come back to visit, you must bring a bottle of rum, right? Most of us who live country have like our own family plot, burial ground and stuff like that. Ours was close to our house. Still is close to our house. That's why I'm used to frame. Because my grandmother used to say, oh, your great grandmother is so disappointed. And I know so she buried right down there. So it used to make it, she never buried her no far out place up a churchyard. She buried the whole of them buried right there. So you could imagine how real that was for me, right? Now as an adult, I remember that. And when you come back to visit, you bring a bottle of rum and you bring some gifts, some food or something. But especially the bottle of rum, you know, drink some rum and them thing there, and greet your ancestors with rum, pour some upon the grave and them thing there. That's common. That's even now. That's how that is. Broom upside down, get rid of your tenant. Oh God. Marlene said broom upside down, get rid of your tenant. Richard Shiva, the rum on the floor is offerings to the ancient spirits. Facts. All right. But we move on now to our next one. So let's talk about what are we going to do, Andre Holness, because we don't have enough time left now. We have about 25 minutes. So if we're going to break this down. The missing teen. There was a missing teen who showed up 6 days later, and they claimed that her abductor dropped her back off. So the man kidnapped her, carried her away, took her for 6 days. She don't know who took her. She don't know where she was taken to. And 6 days later, dropped her back off up the road from our house. I could talk about that one here. It could be true. Could be true. But I sense something. So, okay. Maypen Clarendon, round of my place there. It had only been 6 days, but it was like they had been separated for years. That's how a relieved Howard Hales described his daughter's reaction when she was reunited with her family Thursday morning. The 15-year-old girl was reportedly abducted on her way home from school on March 11th. Shortly before 7 a.m. on Thursday, Hales got a call that his daughter's abductor had left her at the gate of her school after 6 days. When we get the call, I just call my boss and I tell him, say, I can't come in today because them find my daughter. Now, when we go to station, she was there with the teachers who took her there. When she saw us this morning, she run and she hugged me up and she bawled like she didn't miss with one whole year. He said of the moment that they were reunited. Hales said that his daughter had special needs and it makes communication difficult for her at times. She has given a statement to the police, but has been unable to say where she had been taken to or where she was held for 6 days. And she had been agonized, it had been agonizingly long for her friends, and her relatives. We go see her at the police station with the teachers them. Now, while there, the police questioned her and they made some checks to see if she could tell them where they had her at, but she can't find her way. She don't know where she was, is what her father said. The vehicle that took her drove around the area, blindfolded her, and then disappeared with her so that she cannot tell where him carry her go because him confuse her before him even take her away. Is the same man bring her back this morning and leave her at the school, he added. The young girl said that her abductor gave her chicken and chips to eat while he had her for those 6 days. Chicken and chips. The young girl said that the abductor gave her chicken and chips for those 6 days. On Thursday, she underwent a medical exam and counseling is being arranged for her at the moment. She's not showing any cuts or bruises that would indicate that she was tied up or she was restrained in any way. She said that she was scared and she cried, but after we take her to the doctor, we will arrange counseling for her. He is happy that his child is alive, as any father would be, right? All the stress and the sleepless nights when we did have, it kind of ease up now for me. I can sleep now. I'm glad to get the call this morning. My heart is relieved. The whole family is relieved because I could have our body come back. God, you know, said the emotional father. The teenager went missing sometime after 3:30 p.m. on March 11 while on her way home. She was last seen on Lampard Road and efforts to find her had proved futile, pushing her mother to alert the police that same day and her father to take the story to the media on Tuesday. Now, while not speaking specifically to this case, the Deputy Superintendent of Police in charge of Clarendon's Community Safety and Security Branch, Owen Brown, said that the next step would be guided by a medical report. And that's all they've given so far. So I guess they're going to do tests to see if she was sexually abused and or all these other things. Not much more has been said about it. These dirty pedophiles. Dharmic 3 is a comment that says these dirty pedophiles sexually abuse these children. They ought to be found and lynched. The saddest part is there are always people who know something, but they say nothing. preferring to mind their own business. And this is why these criminal acts keep happening. And he, the perpetrator, still walking free. Now, I don't know if any man that's going to take a teenage girl, keep her for 6 days, and then feed her chicken and chips and bring her back. Maybe it was one of them cases there. Have you ever seen the movie, what a movie the name where the man was like, him take people and keep them in a basement and feed them till them get fat, and then him decide if him want, because he's like, I'm making good skin, and yes, and your skin is ready, and he's like like I want to move the name again. It was an old movie, but I don't, unless you're one of them kind of people there, him change your mind. You think he's probably, maybe it was an attempt. Hannibal Lecter. Thank you, Christine Harris. Hannibal Lecter. Silence of the Lamb. Kaitai Jai. That's the movie. Silence of the Lamb. Maybe this brother changed his mind, right? Maybe he decided, I'm not kill her. I'm going to hold her and then bring her back. Probably don't really want this heat by myself. It could be somebody who was thinking about doing it and actually went one step into it and then decides, Sarah, now that I have her, I have to go kill her, but I don't really want to kill her. My heart no make up to do it, so I have to go find a way to bring her back. That don't make no sense to me. It don't make no sense to me. The part that they said that she has learning disabilities, could she have been lured away? You know? Because I mean, at 15 years old, you got to think about it like this. At 15 years old, her age group, her peers, they're not looking to date her. The average 15-year-old boy, 16-year-old boy is not looking to be like, I want a girlfriend that has special needs. You know what I'm saying? So they get lonely as they get older and they're shunned upon. And they're not meeting milestones and they're not socially acceptable among their peers and all these things. And then, of course, you have pedophiles who are watching and they're like, she needs some affection and thing. And if we go talk to her and nice her up and something, and she probably went chicken and chips. Come, let's go eat something. Go get some chicken and chips. And she end up go for chicken and chips. Thought she was gonna eat chicken and chips and come back home and end up get catch. Michael Howell is saying, Michelle Howell is saying, what is Silence of the Lamb? You have to go watch it. It's a good movie. Fix you a nice glass of wine or something. Sit down and watch Silence of the Lamb. It's a good movie. But I don't know what happened in this little girl's case. I thought she was a regular teenager. Now I'm hearing that she has learning disabilities or she has some form of handicap. So maybe it was against her will. Maybe it was against her will and God worked in her favor and spare her life. Maybe it was, after all. Me that I say, nah, some of them teenagers are bad enough. They will make up all kind of story, you know, go on a man yard and come back 6 days, a week later and make up stories because over man yard, she not hear nothing about from nobody. Clean up your room, go on your bed, all these things. Man, I treat her like she a big woman. Yeah, she has some disability. So according to this. So maybe it wasn't the case of an unruly teenager. Maybe it was the case of she actually really get tech away. But all in all, I'm glad them bring her back. And I'm glad she's alive. There's a story out there that I'm going to cover later on about a father who, when the gunman them came for him, they actually gave him time and told him, because he was with his son, and told him to send away his son. Him can't leave, but him to send away the youth. And he sent away the youth. I'm going to get into that story later on a different video. But yeah, I'm glad they brought her back and I'm glad she's safe. And they didn't release any more information. They didn't say if she was sexually molested or anything like that. Them just said the same man that took her is the same man that dropped her off. That guy that they're looking for, that they killed somebody else the other day thinking it was him, he's still on the loose. Davion something, I forgot what his name is. He's still on the loose in Jamaica, you know. And people said them see him. And when they see him in the area, they usually alert each other. Because one time them alert police, for some reason, every time they alert the police, by the time police reach, him long gone. So they start, the communities are now starting to alert each other. This is a wanted man. We take, we picnic, rape them and left them, and him not kill them, right? Rape them and leave them there. Remember the last story we covered, him set up a tent, tarpaulin, something with bed, make him bed in it and everything's out in the woods. People are saying his family members are helping him by supplying him with food and water and stuff like that. But the communities are now talking like, yo, he popped up here and there. So watch your daughter. Like this man, I walk around, just I take where people get picnic, have his way with them, and then leave them there and change camp and go somewhere else. And before I go on to the last topic, I was saying this. He's not hard to find. You see all them soldiers that when them have an upper camp, they need to put them to work. All it takes is some of them to lay out in bushes for a couple of days straight. And eventually they'll run into him because that's where he's at. He's in the bushes, right? Steve Rudolph Jr., big up yourself. Steve Rudolph said, long time no see, SouFlo. A little late, but me still come here to see you. Manners and respect, family, and big up and thank you, right? Seymour says, back in the day, the only alert we would get is a cutlass. So, but you know what? I'm glad they bring her back because she's safe, right? And it could have been worse, like her father said. It could have been her body coming back. I saw that she went missing, but I've told y'all before, if you go on Google and you type in missing children in Jamaica, you're going to be like this. Because there's so many of them and people don't really talk about them. I don't know if some of them got returned and they didn't update the information and take the name off. But when we see it to me, there's no way that many children are missing in that small island, but they are. They are. So I'm glad that she come back in a one piece. All right. Our last one for the morning now. Big issue in Jamaica. Guns coming into the island. Everybody is saying, some people are saying, no, it's the guns are coming from Haiti. Other people are saying that there are gun runners and the gun market is a big market. Anywhere you have stuff that you can sell and make good money out of it, there's going to be a market for it, right? Illicit guns. So Prime Minister Andre Holness now, yesterday, he warned Jamaicans that were living overseas, because I find this one funny though. He warned Jamaicans that were living overseas, not Jamaicans in Jamaica, that were living overseas who are sending guns back to Jamaica to end this practice now, as he intends on working with law enforcement officials, partnering with U.S. Jamaicans law enforcement officials to extradite them back to Jamaica for prosecution. I have something to say. Hear me out. Please make them stay in America, please. There was a large shipment of gun recently that hit Jamaica. And I believe 2 persons were arrested from the U.S. who are Jamaicans but live overseas. So a direct link was established, like they were the people responsible for sending in these guns, which now bolsters the argument that it's not only government officials that send in guns, regular Jamaican citizens are package the gun them in all kind of ways. Did y'all ever watch the movie Shutters with Kamani Marley and Spragga Benz? If you ever watch Shutters, right? I was thinking to myself the other day, I said, Shutters, whether it was art imitating life or life imitating art, Shutters actually became the blueprint. Shutters, the movie, actually became the blueprint. I'm not saying that Kimani them did a bad thing and teach the youth them how to extort and teach them how to ship in the guns. But if you remember in Shutters, when Spragga walk in and him said to the Chinaman, yo, Mr. Chen, you know what I think? And Mr. Chen said something about No, not today, man, not today. And them say, yo, Max done him. And my youth just, and kill him, right? Listening to a tape, again, that was played in court where the brother did that say, them prefer the Chinese businessman them because the Chinese businessman them don't ramp with the extortion money, them run it. Some of them, the Chinese businessman them even go find them. They go about doing their own inquiries. Find the man who run the place around here, who we are going to open this business, and find out from him how much we have to pay him. They're ready to pay them extortion fee. So one of the gangsters was heard on the tape saying, that's why I prefer the Chinese businessman them, you know, because them not really fight the thing. Yeah, them run the money. See? Now if you go back to Shutters, that was what was going on in Shutters. So I'm like, yo, somebody watched Shutters and said, yo, we can really survive like this. Remember when Kimani get deported in Shutters and he came back to Jamaica and you know him frost and everything and Sprague come pick him up. If you look at the same fashion and everything we're on the place now, the loose hair out and these things, Sprague come pick him up and when Sprague drive him up the hill, up to the nice house step on the hill, and he must say, yo, how y'all manage to live like this and afford all this? And he said, you see all of them like a shop they down there, so all of them pay away a little thing. See? Bigs. Yeah, Kaita Jai, watch you see a movie them me are watching up. All of them pay away a little thing by monthly and him say, pay you a little thing. You mean extortion, nigga? And him say, yeah man, whatever you want call it. Do not call it that. Call it protection. And pay away a little thing for protection. And these things. Watch, there's a part in Shutters where when the gun them are coming in. And matter of fact, there's another movie which was before Shutters now. That one, yeah. When the gun them are coming in and Pastor did, the Pastor was involved in stuff. So when the guns came in through the church. Now, because it is being shipped to the church, nobody is going to check it. And which movie this again? And it had Paul Campbell in it. And Paul Campbell, he back up the youth around a zinc fence and him say, run away, boy, Third World Cup. Go, yo, I'm giving y'all jewels to go watch, you know. Your whole weekend, the rest of your week, I got nice. Third World Cup. Matter of fact, Third World Cup is due for a rewatch for me. Back up. Somebody call back up now. Third World Cup. When the gun was coming in, the guns were coming in through the church. The church don't pay no taxes and the church barrels don't get searched. And it turns out to be a real thing. Church don't pay no taxes, ratty, and a ratty gang. See it? Church don't pay no taxes and them goods don't get searched really. Because nobody is expecting Pastor Blake to go ship guns. Them think it's for his charity movement, right? Them think of him charity movement and the gun them in the bag of rice and then break down the gun them and put them in the rice and put them in and put in the bullet them and everything and rattle them. They'll have to go pick up the barrel and bring the barrel them back to the safe house and open up the barrel and take out all of the gun them out of the barrel and thing. And their mission was compromised. I see everything I go on. But hear what I'm saying. The Prime Minister of Jamaica right now are telling people them, say, listen, you overseas that are sending the guns here, pardon me, you're going to be extradited. You're going to be found and extradited back to Jamaica to face charges. Here's my thing. Keep them foreign. Because they're more likely to be punished properly if they are foreign. If you're in Jamaica and you have money, whole heap of money, and your links them tall, you not get no too much time for shipping no guns into the country. Not unless they change the laws and put some laws on the books where if you get found with guns, if you get found to be shipping guns into the country, you're extradited and you get a minimum of 25 years, something like that. Give the judge them a guideline to work with. If they're not going to do that, then leave the people them a foreign. Just work with the U.S. authorities because the U.S. authorities is really going to punish them, right? Sometimes when them fling out a foreigner with some people, even you, they are your yard or your chest hurt, you're like, oh, Sure. Because I can't see a youth at 25, I take 25 years and him have to rub every day at it.
Yeah,
You leaving? All right.
that morning you sleeping and the door is open. She up from 3 o'clock this morning, so I'm sure she might be up. No.
All right. May I end the live now anyway? All right.
Well, I do not talk about the JLP man where they did find the gunmen by coming at him and about
That happened?
yeah.
Maybe in that story here. May I cover that story here differently still? Should we reach the end, I think?
Okay.
All right. So you already know what time it is. Wife is up on her way to the gym. That means me have to go pay attention to the baby them and these things, and she go get her workout in. But let me end it by saying this: leave them overseas. Work with the U.S. authorities. Let them punish them and leave them overseas. They will actually really get punished. If they go to Jamaica, they're not gonna get no punish. 2-3 years max, they back out. 5 years tops, they back on the streets again. Jump back on a boat from go through here to go somewhere else. Back in the US again, back sending guns back to Jamaica again. And I'm going to leave that one right there. See? All right. Big up on yourself, wife and lifetime. Yes, Kaitai Joy, you don't know it go already because we're living in real time. So big up on yourself. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here this morning and told you he go off-road. All right. And I'll catch y'all tomorrow morning right here on SouFLoTV. Morning Thoughts. Continue to get your membership. Whole heap of people in there this morning commenting because I pressed the wrong button. But yesterday, you noticed that only green could comment and stuff like that. See? And I have other special content coming that will only be accessible by the people who have their membership. Now, here's the thing about that. Real quick before I go. If only 200 people has membership and I put out specially made content for the people who have membership, then those videos are going to be very low in views because only the 200 people could view them, right? Which you can see. You decide if that's what you want me to do, and then we'll take it from there. All right, we're gonna do a test run later on and watch how that works out. Big up on yourself. Stay tuned to the channel. I got a lot of content coming for you because the work was piled up on me. I created a lot of stuff for you, but I haven't put it on the channel. So I'm gonna just dump stuff on the channel for you. All right. One love, walk good people, and take care of yourself. I'm out. Peace.